happened is, if you read Yuddhakanda, it is very clear that Ravana set his own mousetrap. Nobody else was required. This is what happens to lots of people in their life. I told it some time back also. When bad things happen to people, they dig their own grave. It's not, I mean, they have a tendency to blame on others. I mean, that's not the fact. Fact is, when bad things happen, we have been responsible for it. We have very deeply think about it. We'll actually get that understanding. So here, see what is happening. In fact, Sarga 9 to 16, Vibhishana has twice come in and told him, think through, this is not what you need to do. Tasya tiraskara. Don't agree to him. You just instead, talk all kinds of bad things and throw him away. The Shuka and Sharana, they were sent to assess the strength of they are all now arrived. Suvela mountain, on this side they have come. So Ravana sends two of these people, Shuka and Sharana. They also come back, and while they said this is what it is, they told Ravana things doesn't seem to be good. So they warned, don't do this, this is not good. Please don't do this. No, he didn't listen to it. Malyavan, that's a beautiful sarga. The 31st sarga, if you read, such a wonderful sarga, such a gambhirya with which Malyavan is talking. He talked about dharma, he talked about what a good king must do, what a leader must do. How you have actually missed all that and it is coming back to you. It's a nice sarga. The 31st sarga, Malyavan again advises him, please don't do it. And while advising, he talks about how a leader must be there, how a king must behave. So many things he says at that time. So even all that he ignored. So Malyavan said so much, long piece of very good advice. He didn't listen to it. Then Kumbhakarna, when Kumbhakarna was woken up, what nice things he says. We have to read it in Sarga 63. Kumbhakarna again says, he says, you were sowing your own seed. I'll take one or two shlokas from there, some of these, and show you how these people have talked about. So this man was completely blindfolded. And Kumbhakarna, when he said all these, what was Ravana's reply? Ravana's reply was, wise people don't think about the past as though he is so wise. He says, wise people don't think about past, don't talk about the past. A good person helps a person in need, a friend, all that kind of vachana. Kumbhakarna says, all that is fine. I am your brother, I have a responsibility to say, but I will fight for you and go down the drain. It's not Kumbhakarna finally said. But it is my responsibility to tell you. That's what Kumbhakarna said. You know what Vibhishana said? He said, all others are talking, nobody is telling you, I am telling you. That's how he said. All your people around you are talking the same thing. Nobody is telling. I thought I must tell you. Yet Shrutam, yet Vachyam, I want to tell you. What was spoken, what is heard, I must tell you. That's what Vibhishana said. Kumbhakarna's that advice also is a statesman advice. Wonderful advice. He did not listen to any of those. When we see, we'll see there. It's not about Yuddha. There are some life principles, very interesting things which are coming there. Then he became very desperate. It was very clear if you read Yuddhakanda, you find this character called Ravana became very desperate. He knew that he has lost. So out of desperation, first he picked up this fellow called Vidyut Jihva. It's a very interesting name, no? It's Shurpanaga's husband, I think. Vidyut Jihva. So the tongue is like lightning. Probably if he talks, people will be burnt. Ahitam Vakyam. Not Hita Vakya. I don't think maybe that may be the meaning why he is called Vidyut Jihva. Vidyut is lightning. Jihva is tongue. Not that he has a lightning tongue. I think if this fellow speaks, he will be burnt. He speaks so badly. I think so. This is my own guess of the word. Anyway, Vidyut Jihva was asked to trick. He, even before everything started, the moment the assessment of the strength happened, Ravana is showing his desperation. What did he do? He made a fake Rama, got fake Rama killed and took it in front of Sita in Ashokavana. In fact, before that, there was one more advice given by, who is this person? I don't remember. He said, you go and then, now Rama has come, no, you go and then, destroy that lady. Job is over. This is the advice given by one of the fellows. What purpose for is come, you just go and then Ravana says, I have got so many curses, I have a long list, I cannot touch her. In that Sarga he is telling, I have so many long lists. Punjikasthala, Nalai Kubera, Nandi, all list he says, I can't do. That time he says, I have made so much mischief. There's a list, if I go and touch her, I'll be finished. But there was advice like that given. Then Indrajit, he actually made a fake Sita and then showed, all that here on this side. Then his Nagastra and his final fight that he did, becoming invisible. Act of desperation was very visible. Each trick followed a major casualty. So he only created his own trouble. He walked the wrong path. I will take some of these advices and show you there. One or two shlokas I want to show. During Yuddhakanda, we will see some of those when we pass through it. This is in Sarga 9. You see what he is saying. Vibhishana is saying to Ravana, Tejasva kopam, sukha dharma nashanam, bhajasva dharmam, rati kirti vardhanam, prasida jiveva saputra bandavaha, pradiyatam dasharataya maitili. He says, your anger, right? Anger, not only your anger, you see, it's a general purpose sentence. He says, kopam is always sukha dharma nashanam. See the use of the word. Valmiki's use of the word. Anger for anyone will destroy sukha and dharma. That's what he's saying. Sukha dharma nashanam. Kopam, tejasva. Because you are in fits of anger, you will destroy dharma and you will destroy your sukha also. Don't do that. That's the first thing he says. Then he talks about the contrast. If you follow dharma, bhajasva dharma, follow dharma. Why? Rati kirti vardhanam. Your kirti and your fame, like rati, it will grow. It will become so famous. So, dharmasya paripalanam is very important. That will only make you stronger. But on that, I think if you follow dharma, what will happen? Malyavan, I think. Very long passage in that Sarga where he is talking about. Very nicely he talks about how, you have destroyed dharma and you don't know what you do when you destroy dharma and all that. That's what he says. Prasida jivema suputra bandavaha, which is exactly did not happen. He said, let us be happy with our kith and kin. If you follow dharma, you can be happy with your children and kith and kin. Prasida jivema. So, putra bandavaha. If you have to do all these, pradiyatam dasharataya maitili. Give it back. Dasharathasya putra eva dasharati. So, dasharataya. To Rama, pratyarpanam. Surrender. And say, in some fist of this thing I did, leave me. That's what he is saying. But look at this choice of words. Kopam is always sukha dharma nashanam. Dharmam is always rati kirti vardhanam. That's the kind of message that Valmiki is bringing there. The next sarga, Ayam hi doshaha sarvasya janasyapi upalakshate. Actually, in the previous shloka, I didn't bring the previous shloka. In the previous shloka, I know what he says. He says, very nicely he says, there is dharma, artha and kama. Moksha he has left. We are in the pravritti, no? We are talking about people who are in the pravritti. Moksha is not to be brought in for discussion. Dharma, artha and kama. In the previous shloka he says, there are three things, right? There are people who actually take all the three. There are people who take two out of three, but they know how to take the two out of the three in a particular fashion. So that is the previous shloka. And if you don't do it, you will be in dosha. So that's what is coming here. It's a continuation shloka here. Ayam hi doshaha sarvasya jan. Oh, no, that's another shloka. I'll come to it. This is saying all the mistakes that we have done. Ayam hi doshaha sarvasya janasya upalakshate. Everybody is seeing it. Janasyapi upalakshate. All people are aware of the mischief that you are doing. See, this is what actually I've seen it. We have seen it in our own, life situations also. Person who has become uncontrollable in ego wields so much of power. The first thing that will happen is when he does bad things, nobody will go and tell him. Because he has lost the capability to listen. Person who is very egoistic, one who has power, one who is the fist of everything, who also, delivered at some point in time. Ego came out of that. Person who is at the best of his ego or her ego, they will lose the counsel. This is a life, fact of life. Because they will not tolerate anybody saying. Because they are nothing but ego. They know everything. What they are doing is right only. It cannot be wrong. That is how the ego is driving them. So this Ramaneshwara was that variety. That's why he is saying, Sarvasya Janasya api upalakshate. All people know what you are doing here. Nobody is able to tell. In fact, this is in a different way. There used to be one famous pravachaka in Tamil Nadu. He's called Kripananda Warrior. So I have heard him once saying, he was saying, when Ravana was prostrating before the rishis, these rishis were all putting the mantrakshata. But in their lips, they are saying, when is this fellow going to die? They did not open and tell loudly. But they are saying, when is this fellow going to die? Like that jokingly he used to say. The point is, you cannot air your opinion. People are not going to listen to you. You have become such an arrogant person. You have become such an egoistic person. That means you are actually digging your grave. Because people will distance from you after some time. That's what he is saying. Ayam hi doshaha sarvasya janasya api upalakshate rakshasham rakshasinam cha. The gens and the lady, everybody knows. Your ministers, everybody knows the mischief that you are doing. They are afraid of telling you. Purasya anta purasya cha. In your antapura, also in the city, everywhere people know your mischief. Everybody knows what you are doing. Nobody is telling you. This is what is happening. Please understand what he is saying. Prapanecha asya mantrasya nivrittaha sarva mantrinaha. They don't want to say this to you. Nivrittaha sarva mantrinaha nivrittaha. Prapanecha. So even though they know, they have also heard this, they also know and all that, they don't tell you. They are nivrittaha. Nivritta is released. In other words, I will keep quiet. I won't say. Sarva mantrinaha nivrittaha. Nobody wants to say. But what is Vibhishana saying? Avashyam cha maya vachyam yad drishtam atava shrutam. That which has been told, vachyam, yad drishtam, that I have seen, atava yad shrutam, that I have heard. Avashyam maya vachyam. Avashyam maya vachyam. Maya, it must be told by me. What? Yad drishtam atava shrutam. What I have heard, what I have seen, I must tell you. Kimartam? Sambhidhaya etanyayam tadbhavan kartum argasi. You should think about it, right? And do things which is good. Therefore, I have to tell you, I will not be like others. Others are all afraid, they are not telling, but I will tell. Now, God gives such opportunities. Even, there are life situations in people, and we have seen. Sometimes the message comes. They take it, God has blessed them. They don't take it, even though God wanted to help, he refused to get helped. That's all. So somebody will come and tell. We should have the ear and the eye to hear it. If going is good, we'll hear it. Otherwise, although God sent an opportunity, we even disregarded that, ignored that. So that's why he said, I will tell what I have heard and what I have seen. Others are not saying, they are all afraid, they are just keeping quiet. Antapure, Rakshasaha, Rakshasi, Mantrinaha, everybody knows, they are not telling. But I will tell. That's what he says. Similar way Kumbhakarna said. Very similarly, he made having said everything, he said, I am your brother, that's why I have responsibility to say. Like that he said. Kumbhakarna also made a council. Then he said, I will do what you want me to do. Because this man went on offensive. The moment he said, he refused to hear. He should have applied his mind. He should have thought about it. All that he should have done. He refused. Instead, he went on an offensive. I think one sloka I have brought to just show what is the mood of Ravana. Bhayam na pashyami kutaschit api aham. Bhayam na pashyami kutaschit apyaham naragavah prapsasi jatu maithili. See the ahankar of Ravana. What is his reply for all this? This is Ravana's reply actually. Naragavah prapsasi jatu maithili. Suraihi sahendrairapi sangare katam samagratah stasyati Lakshmanagrajaha. See what is his answer. He says, Bhayam na pashyami. I am not worried. Why are you people already unnecessarily worried? I am not worried. This is called Vinashakale Viparita Buddhi. This is exactly called Vinashakale Viparita Buddhi. Buddhi will become Viparita because Vinasha has come. Okay? So he says, I am not afraid. You people are cowardice. You are also afraid. His inability to see the truth is all camouflage and shows foolishly like a bravery. Ravana is so brave, foolishly brave, which we will see much later as the story showed it. So he says, Bhayam na pashyami kutaschit, from nowhere here. There's no fear possible. Nowhere. And then says, Na ragavaha prapsasi jatu maithili. He cannot take Maithili and go. Forget it. Is this what he is thinking about? Forget it. Raghava is not going to get Maithili. That is line 1. Then he says, Sangare, in war, he says, Mama agrataha, in front of me, suppose Rama comes along with Indrai, Suraihi Saha Indrairapi. Let him bring Indra, let him bring all the Devas. All the Devas have come as monkeys actually. That's the story. Let them bring the Devas and the Indra along with that. Let him come. Let me see Katam Stasyati. Let me see how he can even stand in front of me. Katam Stasyati. Mamagre, he says, that's what he says. Mama agrataha, Lakshmanagrajaha, Suraihi Saha Indriyehi api Sangare. In war, let him bring Indra and all the Devas. Let me see how he stands in front of me. That's the level of arrogance. The arrogance has gone to such a level that the reality is completely blindfolded. And instead of seeing a danger, he is seeing a futility of the argument. You have moved from this end to the other end. Instead of seeing a danger, you are seeing the whole argument as futile. That's what he dismissed every one of them. But Kumbhakarna he did not dismiss. Kumbhakarna was woken up much later. This is at the beginning. 10th Sarga. Kumbhakarna is 63rd Sarga. By that time, 2 batch of major casualties are over. So in Kumbhakarna, he never said that. He said something else. He did not say like this. Because he already melted down. He said something else there. In 16th Sarga, again Vibhishana comes once again. And what does he say? Sulabhaha Purushaha Rajan Satatam. This is the trademark of Valmiki. He is not talking the story, he is bringing a Loka Dharma here. See what he is saying. He is saying Sulabhaha Purushaha Rajan Satatam Priyavadinaha Apriyasya cha Patyasya Vakta Shota Dula. This is like a, this is used as a Subhashita. It's from Valmiki Ramayana. This is Subhashita. People learn it as Subhashita. Look at what he's saying. Sulabhaha Purushaha Rajan Satatam Priya. People around you will talk very nicely. That kind of people, there are many number available. Easily available. Sulabhaha Purushaha Satatam Priyavadinaha. When things are going, but oh, very good, very good, very good. You flatter him. Oh, everything is fine. And he does the most foolish thing. He says, oh, sir, you are doing a wonderful thing. Great, wonderful. Why? Out of fear. Just to get the favor and then forget, let anything happen to him. So that's what he says. Sulabhaha Purushaha Rajan Satatam Priyavadinaha. Always around you, you will find Satatam. Satatam means all the time you will be surrounded by people who will say whatever do is great. Actually, you will be doing the foolish thing. Within their heart, they will say this fellow is a big idiot doing foolish thing, but outside they will not say like that. Oh, wonderful, great, great. Apriyasya cha tu patyasya, the path and that which is difficult to tread through. It may be difficult to tread through. Apriyasya tu patyasya vakta shrota cha durlabha. Please listen to what I say. You consider what I say and then dismiss. That is, he was pleading. People around you, because they are all saying good things, don't think they are good. Apply your mind a little bit carefully. So that's what, also Valmiki is bringing a very nice Loka Nyaya there, Loka Dharma there. That how do we handle situations? How do we be little alert about people around us who will be flattering us? It's very true for a manager, for a project manager, for a leader. Everybody it is true. We have to be very, very careful in what we do, because people can be easily managed in flattery, which is what a lot of people are. Then we will be going from one wrong decision to another wrong decision. And when decisions go wrong, all these people will run away. You remain finally. That's what it says. Apriyasya tu patyasya vakta shrota cha durlabha. The nice Subhashita actually from Valmiki Ramayana. Vibhishana is saying that to his brother Ravana. Nivaryamanasya maya hitaishina na rochate te vachanam nishachara. This is Ravana's final reply to him. I think Vibhishana finally he says his departing message when he deserted Ravana. Finally, this is a departing message. He says, Nivaryamanasya maya hitaishina na rochate te vachanam nishachara. Parantakale hi gatayisho narahitam na grinnanti. Again a Loka Dharma. Second line is a Loka Dharma actually. He is bringing an important principle of life. See what he is saying. Nivaryamanasya maya hitaishina na rochate. All that I told only to redeem you from the trouble. I felt you are getting into a big mess. I was trying to tell you. Na rochate. You don't like it. You don't seem to. Right? And te vachanam nishachara. You are, all that means refers to the thing. But he says, the words that you are saying, that you are, saying the way you are behaving, all that. Look at the second line. It says, Parantakale hi gatayushaha. If a person is reaching the end of his life, that's what he's saying. Gata ayushaha. His ayush is over. Gata ayushaha parantakale naraha hitam na grinnanti. That's what he says. When one fellow is going to be doomed, he is not going to listen to good things in life. That's what is happening here. This is Vibhishana's final observation. Parantakale hi gata ayushaha naraha hitam na grinnanti. Suhridbihi iritam. I am not saying listen from somebody. Suhridbi, somebody who is close to you, your sibling, well-wisher, all that. Taihi iritam. They have said something. When you are bound to go through a mess in your life, that is when you will actually do a tiraskara. So the second line is a life principle. Valmiki is giving a principle of life which we should reflect on. Forget about the story and all, Ramayana, Vibhishana, Ravana and all, leave it. Look at the second line. Second line says Parantakale hi gatayushaha naraha hitam na grinmanti. Suhridbihi iritam. Even if a well-wisher says, they will not listen. That means they are on the verge of getting into a trouble for themselves. He is flagging a potential danger that we will go through in our life. He sees Valmiki Ramayana. Story and all he will say, but he will wait for one opportunity to jump into a Loka Dharma. A principle which we should think about. He uses the story only as an excuse. But he brings a very important concept. This second line is very, very important. Parantakale hi gatayushaha naraha hitam na grinnanti. Suhridbihi iritam. After saying this, Vibhishana goes. After 16th Sarga, Vibhishana crosses side, he comes to the other side, Rama's side. Up to 19th Sarga, there is this Vibhishana Sharanagati and all that. Let's look at what Kumbhakarna has to say. Kumbhakarna also, Malyavan is also very good. I mean, I just wanted to bring only some now. Maybe later when we see, we will see. Kumbhakarna also says very nice look. I just took 2-3 of them just to show you from what perspective Kumbhakarna actually spoke. Look at here. Pratamam vai Maharaja Krityam etat achintitam. First you did something thoughtlessly. Achintitam kritam pratamam. Thoughtlessly you did something. Right? Kevalam, why did you do? Kevalam Virya Darpenanu Anubandha. Because of Virya, and so you did something without, thoughtlessly you started something without even expecting what is going to happen. On the top of it, you are nothing but an embodiment of Virya and Darpa and all that. I mean, you had all that Ahankar driven things. He says, Anubandha Vichintita. Na Vichintita, now will come there. Na Vichintita. Kevalam Anubandha. You didn't know. You started something without knowing, and because of your particular thing, arrogance of power, you got into a trouble. The Kumbhakarna woke up, he actually understood this is going nowhere. Even at that late stage, he actually advised him. In that late stage, he advised him. So he didn't listen to it. Look at the next line. It's again a Loka Dharma. Beautifully he says, Ya paschat purva karyani kuryat aishwaryam astitah purvam cha uttara karyani nasaveda nayanayo. It's a very nice Loka actually. He says, Aishwaryam. First of all, you started with a position of power. Power gives you to do anything. You know, you are a head of a family, you are a leader, you are a manager, you have all the power to do. So, armed with that freedom of choice, you do something which, in the first place, which you should not have done. Kumbhakarna is saying Ravana, after so much have happened. He says, Yaha paschat purva karyani. Kuryat aishwaryam astitah. Paschat, that has been done, you are doing before. Okay? Purvam cha uttara karyani. In the beginning, he says, now you are doing what you should have done before. Earlier, what did you do? You did something which you should have done later. That's what he says. Purvam cha uttara karyani. A fellow who does like that, he doesn't nasaveda nayanayo. He doesn't know the path. Nayati means leads. I mean, he doesn't know what is the right course. That's the meaning. He has lost his sense. That's what he is saying. You have messed up yourself because of your Aishwarya. You power with the fist of power and all that endowment of everything that you had with you. You just did everything wrong. What you should have done earlier, you are trying to do now. What you are doing now, you should have done earlier and all that. You have messed it up. Such people don't know their course. They don't know what is the right course and the wrong course. Nasaveda nayanayo. Naya and anaya. Nayanayo. Is what he says. Very good advice he made. He wouldn't listen to that. Here only it comes. Here, previous shloka, in the 9th shloka, Kumbhakarna says, this dharma, artha, kama is there. People take all the three in a particular way. If they take 2 of the 3, they also know how to take. That is the previous shloka. That's why he says, Trishu cha eteshu. That eteshu trishu refers to dharma, artha and kama as the purusharthas. Moksha is not brought here because it is all vyavahara, no? It's not a spiritual discussion. So he says, Trishu cha eteshu yat sreshtam shrutva tat na avabuddhyate raja matro va vyartam tasya bahushrutam. Again, these are all nice advices. He says, eteshu, trishu, in those 3, yat sreshtam, which is good. Shutva. Shutva means you learn. Shutva means not hearing. You learned all that. Hearing means you learned it. Shutva tat na avabuddhyate. You knew all that, but you did not keep it in your mind. You did not put it to use. What is the point in knowing everything if it is all only known? I am not putting it in practice. That is all vyartha. That's what he says. Vyartham. And he says Bahushutam. This is what I have heard in many places. I am seeing it in your. That's what it is. All your learning would be in vain if you learn for the sake of learning, but never think of applying it. So he is talking about applied learning. Don't learn for the sake of learning. It's of no use. You might have learned all that. He was a great Pandita. Adav Mahan Pandita Asam. He was a great Pandit. He knew all Shastras, everything he knew. So Kumbhakarna is saying, it's not important, you know. You should be able to practice it. Right? Rajava, Rajamatraha, Vyartham. All. Whether you are a crown prince or the king or the crown prince or whoever it is of no use. Which means he's telling him, you have wasted all your knowledge. That's what he's saying. You have wasted all your learning. You have kept it aside and you are practicing against what you learned. That has brought you to this situation. That's what Kumbhakarna is trying to get through this shloka. Then he refers Vibhishana. What is he saying? Yad uktam iha te purvam kriyatam anujena cha. Why should I tell you? Vibhishana said this before. Yad uktam hite purvam kriyatam anujena cha. Your younger brother said, please do this. Purvam uktam kriyatam iti. Tadeva no naha hitam. That is good for naha is for all we. It is good for us. Tadeva no hitam vakyam yad ichyasi tat kuru. See, he's a Raja. At the end of the day, you cannot command him, please do it. Even a brother can't do it. There is a protocol. That's why there is a way to tell. Even to your boss, when we want to say don't do it, there's a way we say. Sir, you look at it, sir, this may not work, but you know how to do what to do better. That's how we say, na. Because it is a certain protocol, na. At the end of the day, the command of power is with somebody. That's why he says, but he very categorically says what Vibhishana said was right. So, yadichasi tatkuru, but you decide what you want to do. Which I so there is a third opportunity. Malyavan also made a very nice pitch. That also he ignored. Here also he made, I took a few shlokas. You read the entire 21 shlokas, it will be very nice. Beautifully argues actually. Kumbhakarna. What are all the things? Where have you missed? All that comes here. You know what is the reply of Ravana? You just see what Ravana is saying. He says, Manyaha Guru iva acharya kimmam tum anushasase. So you have come here to teach me. Anushasase. You are giving me anushasana. You are teaching me now. Like what? Like a great teacher. Do you think you are a great teacher? So instead of reflecting on what Kumbhakarna said, see what Ravana is doing now. He says, Manyaha Guru iva acharya kim mam tom anushasase. So you have come here you are taking a role of teacher. I never asked you to do all that. You have taken a role of a teacher and you think you are a great teacher. You have come here to advise me. That's the question he asked. Kim mam tom anushasase. Kimevam vakshamam kritva eduktam tad vidiyatam. Why are you wasting your words? Vakshamam. Why are you wasting your energy? What I said you do. Yaduktam tad vidiyatam. Right? Yadi yuktam. Yaduktam, I think. Yaduktam, it is there. Yaduktam. In this context, it is not Yaduktam. It's Yuktam. I'll have to check that. What is appropriate for this situation, you do that. What is appropriate for this situation, you do that. That's what Ravana is. Because Ravana, at this point, is in such a desperation. There is no quid pro quo for him. He cannot quit this. It has become an ego issue now. Therefore, and nor he is now saying Rama is useless. That sentences and all not coming now. See, earlier, what he said, what is this Rama? He said, Trinabhuta. He is like a blade of grass. I'll just blow him off. All that he said. At 63rd Sarga, he never said like that. He said, do what is to be done now. Why are you talking all these? You do what has to be done now. He never said, no, those fellows can be finished off. Nothing. None of that he said. He is, because it has traveled that far. 2 major casualties have happened, actually. Then Kumbhakarna finally says, Aham cha hitam vachyam sarvavastam maya tava bandhu bhavat abhihitam bhratru snehat cha parthiva. But I will tell you, my dear brother, I am your brother. I must tell you what is right. Same way as Vishnu said, Kumbhakarna also said, I will do what you want. Avashyam hitam vachyam sarvavastam maya tava. In all situations, I have to give you the hitam vachyam. What is right, I have to tell. Yadachasi tata kuru, we have already said that. I should tell what I think is the right thing. See, right counsel will come. But a person who is at the verge of destroying himself will ignore that right counsel. That is what I've been saying. That is the message that is coming. Why am I saying all this? Bandhu bhava. I am related to you. Bhratru snehat cha. Out of that love that I am your brother, it is my, because I should not feel tomorrow I did not say. I must tell you, so that my conscience is clear. Then he said, I will do what you want me to do. I will go into the Agni and then offer me as Ahuti. He says later, I will do, but I should not be found wanting in not telling you. Because Bandhu Bhava, Bhratru Snehacha, Yat Uchitam, Yat Hitam, Sarvavavastam, Maya Tava, Avashyam Vachyam. It has to be told. That is why I am saying this. This was the final answer which Kumbhakarna gave, and then he agreed to go and fight. Then, of course, he also died, and then, of course, Indrajit died, and all that kind of thing happened. And then, after Ravana died, Mandodari comes. In one Sarga, Mandodari comes, and then she pours by. He said, "Such a great man, why did you find yourself into such a situation finally?"